Now, after installing the software, go ahead and launch Arduino PLC IDE software. You need to create a project. Click on a new project, or you can click on File, New Project. I'm going to give it a name, then click OK. This is the software layout. It looks similar to other industrial PLC software. I will give you a software tour in the next video. But for now, I want you to focus on the software setup when you use it for the first time. The main window we're going to work with is the Opta configuration. If you don't see this window, the device configuration, then click on the left panel and switch it to Resources tab and double-click on your board. In our case, it is Opta. It will open the board configuration page. If you don't see this window, click on View, Tool Windows, Project, or Resources. In order to establish the connection between the Opta device and the Arduino PLC IDE software, Opta PLC device needs to run a specific program called Runtime. Start by connecting the Opta PLC to the computer using a USB-C cable. Go to the other section below the device info block. After plugging your device to the computer, you will see the board serial port shown here. In case you don't see any ports yet, double-click again on the Opta device name. For the first time, you're probably going to see one port, and this is the one we're going to use to download the runtime. If you see two COM ports, select the lowest one to download the runtime. Click on Download the runtime. You will see this warning message that the process might take a while, and it will for the first time. Once the runtime download is done, next I'm going to connect to the Opta device. Double-click on the Opta device name. At this point, the device will display two COM ports. Basically, one is used as a serial port, the other one is for Modbus communication. Here is more information about the two ports, the standard serial port and the virtual Modbus port. The lower port number is for the serial port and the higher one is for the Modbus communication. If you see more than two ports showing, to know which ones are for the Arduino Opta PLC, search for Device Manager in the Start menu, select View, Devices by Container, look for an Arduino Opta, click to expand the container, and check the COM port numbers here. The numbers you see here are the ones we're going to work with in Arduino PLC IDE. Before connecting to the PLC device, I'm going to make sure that the Modbus communication is set. Click on Online, Setup Communication, and choose Modbus and select Properties. Choose the lower COM port number. I have it as COM3. Click OK and return to the main page. To connect to the device, you can do that by going to Online Connect or click on the icon here. Once we connect to the device, you can see here in the status bar the device is connected. It also shows no code because we're just connected to the device and have not uploaded any code yet. You notice the status saying no license. You need to do this for the first time only. Click on Activate PLC Runtime button. For Opta PLC, the product is pre-licensed, meaning you don't need to purchase a license to work with the device. Once you click on Activate PLC Runtime, the product activation will be completed. At this point, double-click on the Opta name and connect to the device again. You will see the product name and the status to be OK. If you don't see it yet, you might need to click on Refresh to see it. If you don't see it, then click on Online Reboot Target. Then double-click on the Opta name and connect to the device again. At this point, you will see the product name and the status to be OK. Now, if you try to connect and it gives you errors or the software freezes, you might need to change the COM port number. Sometimes you need to have the Modbus communication to be the higher COM port and the serial to be the lower COM port. This is something Arduino is still working on with each update as of recording this video. You can try changing the Modbus communication port as long as you have the serial port to be the lowest. And if you still have issues with downloading the runtime, connecting to the device, check the troubleshooting video I have where I give some suggestions on how to solve the errors. You can also check this reference from Arduino support covering different issues when connecting Opta device with PLC IDE software. Now, once you have done this part, then for the next uses, every time you work with PLC IDE software, you just need to create a project and then connect to the device and start programming. You don't need actually to download the runtime every time you use the software, only when you reset Opta PLC device or when needed.